Two-time National Coach of the Year, six-time Region 19 Coach of the Year, 11-time GSAC Coach of the Year. Currently ranked in the top 20 in wins for national coaches, the NCAA, the men's basketball All-Division. Once again, let's give it up for head coach of the Brookdale men's basketball team, head coach Paul Cheesy.
And we welcome you back inside the Collins Arena. Brian Goudsward here with Zeke Gloucester on Brookdale TV. Jersey Blues getting set to take on the Rowan Gloucester Roadrunners. We had a great opening game of our doubleheader earlier, and now it is the men's turn to take the floor. So the starting lineups are about to be introduced. Saw a moment ago Paul Chizek, similarly to Rich Brunson, being honored before the game for a coaching milestone. For Coach Chizek, it is career win number 600 that he amassed earlier this week. So what an accomplishment for him. And Zeke, this looks to be a good matchup. You got the number 1 team in Brookdale, the number 3 team in Rowan Gloucester, and I think just about everyone's excited to get this one underway.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to the battle in the paint. Both teams not the best three-point shooting teams, but they like to get active in the paint.
So the Roadrunners being introduced will give you their starting lineup. It'll be Quintavious Rogers, Kyrie Ransom, Eric Hall, Eric Campbell, and Josh Randall. For head coach Richard Casey and his Roadrunners, who enter action at 15 up and 4 down. And they've been dominant in conference, winning 14 of 16 decisions there. And now the Jersey Blues being introduced. There you see the full roster, and narrowing down this starting 5, it'll be Andre Wells, Niles Halliburton, Kevin Mateo, Nick Williams, and Darnell Askew. Kevin Mateo had been out 7 games. He was dealing with a significant hamstring injury, but he just now is getting back up to speed, and that's big for Brookdale, getting one of their best players back in action. So the team's huddled up, and we're about set for basketball here tonight. Glad you're with us on Brookdale TV. Thanks all evening long to our Brookdale TV crew with their makeshift setup here inside our booth while the control room undergoes some changes. And at midcourt, it is Darnell Askew for Brookdale and Josh Randall for the Roadrunners. The officials this evening, Wayne Irons, Clement Baton, and Tommy Panagakis. And the ball in the air, and we're underway with Brookdale controlling it. Quickly to the basket, Nick Williams switching hands, and he scores. That's how you start. Eric Campbell directing. Hard drive, and he draws the foul. So Campbell will go to the line, where he's a 51% free throw shooter. And Zeke, what's kind of your scouting report of this Roadrunners team?
I think it all starts with Josh Randall. Averages 13.3 points, 9.6 rebounds. I think the matchup between him and Darnell Askew almost averages a double-double. So I think the battle in the paint is going to be very interesting to watch tonight.
1 out of 2 from the line makes it a 2-1 Brookdale lead. Nick Williams provided the first basket, fading away, and he hits. That is smooth. Contavious Rogers averages about 12 points a game, backs up. Mateo's defending. Rogers looking for an option. Bounces it for Ransom along the baseline. Back out Rogers, puts up a three. And the rebound taken by Williams. Askew sets the high screen. Williams jumper blocked by Campbell. Stays with the Jersey Blues. Mateo on the move. What a move, and he gets it to drop. Quickly ahead of the floor is Randall, up and under, and that's good as he sees Askew go by and puts it in. 6-3 Brookdale, good pace to start. Mateo, quick trigger. You bet. Foul on Rogers' drive to the basket. Inbound it, Rogers. And Ransom had it denied. Ransom trying to get it back, and he does. Steals a possession for his team. Foul line jumper way short. Williams, his jumper. And rebound grab, one-handed by Rogers. Ransom, and he's called on a walk. Well, Brookdale at 17-1 on the year. That's good for the top spot in the region. They've spent a good part of the season #1 nationally ranked. Mateo, not that time. Offensive rebound, Halliburton. He's surrounded. And he somehow is able to get a shot away. And back the other way, Rowan College in trouble along the sideline. And then it's picked up eventually by Mateo. He'll whip it to the corner. Williams driving baseline, and he draws the foul as bodies fall to the floor. Williams went down hard, but it's good to see that he gets up. It's been arguably Brookdale's best weapon this season. Use this opportunity for a quick stoppage, bring the teams together. Now, Nick Williams, how would you defend him? It just seems like his game is so well-rounded.
I don't think there's a way to defend him. Like you said, so well-rounded, finishes around the basket. He has an excellent mid-range game, and then he can shoot it beyond the three-point line. Just came out real aggressive tonight. Got started off with a nice aggressive take.
So outside the timeout, it will be free throws. Williams in good enough shape to tough his way in, and he makes the first. Second attempt. A good start for Brookdale. They lead 11-3. Eric Hall is the inbounder. Kyrie Ransom traveled. It's a team that generally has done a good job taking care of the basketball, averaging just under 15 turnovers a game. Halliburton using the Askew screen. Now he looks to give it up for Wells. Down low, fade away, short, Williams. And it's thrown away by Campbell. Brookdale basketball. Both coaches that I talked to for the game thought for sure this would be a very good competitive game as Mateo makes it rain on a three. So far, though, all Brookdale. They've scored 14 of the game's 17. Just over 4 minutes gone by as Rogers gets inside, tough shot, gets it to go. It's Halliburton, the floater for two. Both of these teams coming off wins their last time out. For Rowan Gloucester, it was Saturday up at Sussex, and they knocked off the Skylanders 67-46. Passes taken by Mateo. Numbers potentially for Brookdale, but what transition defense by Campbell. Brought on by Rogers. Find the open man, Hall. Way off, it's an air ball. Brookdale's running the other way.
Watch the alley-oop to Nick Williams.
Alley-oop and the finish. Now you saw that one coming, and Brookdale executes it to perfection. Wells to Williams. And Brookdale executes that alley-oop so well. The answer for Campbell. What do you think's the biggest key to converting on those alley-oops? Is it the pass?
I think it's the pass, because the pass, if it's not great, it's not going to go in. And Nick may not even have dunked it. He might have just laid the ball in if it wasn't as good of a pass as it was from Andre.
Rogers handling. Shot clock's down at 10, straightaway three, short from Rogers, rebounded by Halliburton. Lead Williams, jab step, couple of times. Look at it set up. Paul Chizek yelling out, handed off Mateo, on the move, nicely done. Brookdale has cracked 20 points already. Yet to play 7 minutes at a 13-point lead. Eric Campbell splitting through. That got the rim and taken by Wells. Halliburton, double dribble. Sharon Merlin is one of the first off the bench for Richard Casey and Rowan Gloucester. Team that has won back-to-back games, that coming after back-to-back losses for the first time this year. They've won 15 of 19 overall, 7-2 on the road. First time these teams link up this year. 12 to shoot. Merlin blocked. And Halliburton able to reel it in. The other way come the Jersey Blues. Halliburton for 3. He rushed it. Ryan Ski checks in. And number 00, Darnell Demby, is in for the Roadrunners. What number did you like as a player?
I like the number 15. 15 was always my number.
Nick Williams sporting that number. Vince Carter, someone who comes to mind, 15.
Yeah, 15.
Turnover. And Williams able to keep it with his team. As Mateo crossing over, Williams traveled. About 8 minutes gone by. Brookdale 20, Rowan Gloucester 7. Posting up is Denby, couldn't convert. Wells able to secure it. Devin Strickland is in, he's coming off quite a game his last time out. Mateo, long 3. A rebound grab by Merlin. Rogers backs up against Mateo. Down to 10 to shoot. Bounce it for Campbell. Going around Wells. Reverse is blocked. It was Williams. Wells couldn't keep it in bounds, so it stays on this end. Campbell, the inbounder, they'll have to work quickly. 5 to shoot. Demby with 1. They got to put it up, and it's late. Didn't even get a shot away. Do shot clock violations, does that just come down to a lack of awareness most of the time?
Yeah, I think it's just a lack of awareness. You know, you have 30 seconds to get a shot up. You know, just a lot of time.
Josiah Basket, sharpshooter, is in for Brookdale. It's in his hands. 12 on the timer. Strickland bounces, Askew finishes. Great look by Strickland. Merlin. Denby against Mateo. Back out Campbell. 10 to shoot. Shot clock winding down again. And they got a timeout before the turnover. So it is a 30-second timeout. What have you seen so far from the way Brookdale has played?
I've seen a lot of great defense. They love to sit in that zone, and Rowan hasn't really figured out how to pick that apart just yet. And Brookdale definitely knows that and is taking full advantage of it.
And Nick Williams just continues to be the go-to player. So Brookdale huddled up there.
I'd like to add Kevin Mateo's great shooting so far. 2 for 4 from 3. Impressive stat about Kevin Mateo. I don't think a lot of people know this, but he's almost 50, 40, 90. For anybody that doesn't know what that means, that's 50% from the field, 90% from the foul line, and 40% from 3. And he's hovering that stat line very close.
Yeah, those numbers are really getting it done. That's like Ray Allen territory. 5 to shoot. Tough shot from Jerry Surensee, who has just come on. Brookdale runs the other way. Basket for Mateo. Bounces it into the paint. Strickland has it denied by Demby. Floated ahead for Merlin, the catch and the bucket. 22-9. Dan Goloszewski's making his way to the scores table. Check in at the next dead ball. Mateo bodied up. Kicks it out. Wells. Swing it. Basket. Baseline. Jumper. Got it.
That's great patience by Josiah Basket.
Ski, the tough catch, and he puts it down. And Paul Chizek wants another 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here with 9:22 on the first half clock. Probably thought this game would be a little tighter. Still plenty of time left, but Brookdale's come out with their A game so far. Meanwhile, I asked Paul Chizek about the 600-win number, and he, of course, gave credit to the team and the program rather than take the credit himself. And said that he's fortunate to be in one place for as long as he has, and just grateful more than anything else. 600 wins, that is something that not a lot of coaches get a chance to do in one place, for that matter.
I wonder how many players have gone through his program.
Bad pass results in a turnover. Yeah, I mean, the players come and go so quickly. It being a two-year school, the roster can turn over a lot just from one year to the next. But every year it's consistent in how he wants his team to play, and he gets it out of them. As Demby can't get it to fall, Goloszewski's got it. Strickland catch and shoot. He's money. Devin Strickland coming off a game where he was 9 of 9 from the floor for 18 points. He just can't miss right now. Eric Campbell, a crossover. Inside, gets his own rebound. Back out Surensee. And he takes a circus shot. Ski grabs hold of it and draws the foul. You didn't like the foul there?
No, I didn't think it was too much contact to call a foul there. But I may be wrong.
In your playing days, were you an aggressive player on the defensive side?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't the best offensive, so I knew when it come to defense, getting steals, getting quick, easy points, as long as for myself and for guys on my team.
Contavious Rogers is back in for Eric Campbell. Ski at the line, one of the sophomores. Just a 32% free throw shooter, but he made the first. Short, 1 out of 2. Brookdale comfortably in front, 26-12. As Mateo goes to work, drives with the left hand, and he'll go to the line. Foul on Merlin is his first. Mateo missed a total of 8 games with that hamstring, and it's been a matter of shaking off some rust since he's been back. But when you get him going at 100% with what Nick Williams brings and Darnell Askew and Basket coming as a transfer that can score, they got a lot of weapons.
And you have Andre Wells bringing it up the court, making the defense collapse and kicking out to those shooters, like you said, Kevin Mateo and Josiah Basket. A risky pass.
Be off Brookdale.
Road will retain possession.
And stolen by Strickland.
We might see a dunk here. Oh.
He opts to lay it in. Devin Strickland just been on a tear. Brookdale's cooking. 29-12, they lead it. Thought the Roadrunners would come out with a little more of a sense of urgency. And they turn it over. Lead Strickland up the floor. He can't catch it. And the save try goes over to the Roadrunners.
Brookdale is all over the passing lanes tonight, getting back-to-back steals and getting quick out in transition for nice, easy, fast breaks.
Approaching 7 minutes to go in the first half. Jerry Surrency. Lob it in for Randall, and he's fouled. So Randall we haven't heard much from yet. He's one of their leading scorers, averaging over 13 a game. And now at the line.
As well as their leading rebounder as well with 9.6. And with Darnell Askew sitting on the bench right now, I'd kind of be interested to see him attack the paint a little more.
Randall, a 65% free throw shooter. Comes off a game high 18 points in the Roadrunners win Saturday at Sussex. He had a double-double, 14 rebounds to go with the scoring, and he gets the roll. Here is Halliburton finding basket. Step back from the elbow, it bounces in. Shooter's bounce for Josiah Basket. Swing it for Surrency to the baseline and Randall for two. Roadrunners with some press. Brookdale beats it. Oh, how about the move by Mateo and Strickland? He missed for once. Rebounded by Demby, pushing it up the floor. Rogers, well, he'd gotten away with an extra step, but Randall the one who finishes. Strickland, well, he missed once, he's not going to miss again. Give him two more. 33-18, Brookdale. Surrency for three. Rebound, Halliburton. Mateo spots up. Too strong for three. Demby, top of the key. Brookdale defenders watching him. Demby at the foul line to the corner. Rogers, 9 to shoot. They'll circle it back out. 5 on the timer. Rogers makes his move. Step back, and he's fouled on the three. A mistake by Mateo, and it'll lead to 3 free throws.
Coach Cheezick appears to be very unhappy with the call.
Did you see much contact there?
I didn't see any at all. It kind of looked like a flop to me. Kind of just fell. I think he knew he was going to miss that shot, so he tried to sell it.
I mean, he really had no chance to make that. Now he gets 3 attempts for a 74% shooter. Two more for the sophomore, who has started all 19 games. Second misses. How about the third? Got it. 2 out of 3. Trim the lead to 13. It's Wells. Back out Williams. His three-pointer won't go. Tipped. Halliburton's got it. Basket well clear of the arc. That won't go. And the rebound is to Ransom. Pull up 3. It's Rogers. Bucket. And Paul Chizek not happy as he takes a timeout. The Brookdale lead is down to 10. 4:20 to play in the first half. We'll step aside on Brookdale TV.
Jersey Blues possession.
Brian Coudsford, Zeke Gloucester, rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you. And there's a whistle before we're ready to get back underway. Not sure, the one official saying something to Paul Chizek. I'm not sure what it was about.
Like they was trying to sub in Darnell Askews, but the buzzer did not sound. He has to wait the next dead ball to come in.
10-point game from the foul line basket, drops it for 2. At the 4-minute mark of this first half. It's Rogers. Gives it up, catch and shoot. Randall off the back rim. They get the offensive rebound, Rogers. Shot clock reset. Surrency fires away. That misses. Halliburton's got the rebound. Wells able to get around the defense and missed it. Roadrunners will slow it down. Demby can't hit the 3. All in one motion for 2.
Nobody boxed out on Brookdale. Got an easy putback.
It's Ransom who gets the second chance points. 35-25. As Wells inside blocked by Surrency. And now a run out. Good catch by Rogers, but he walked. Eric Campbell is back in. Surrency to the bench. Brookdale 5 on the floor of Wells, Williams, Mateo, Askew, and Basket. It's Mateo using the screen. Wells fouled. Ransom will pick it up. Team foul number 3. Wells triggering in. Mateo gets free. Shake and bake as he hands it off for Wells. 10 to shoot. Mateo going behind the back. Tough shot, short, grabbed, Askew, and one. Chance at a three-point play for Askew, and did a good job of anticipating the Mateo shot was going to be short and able to get the putback plus the foul.
If you ever watch Kevin Mateo outside the three-point line, you kind of see the defense is very focused on him because they understand that when he shoots the ball, if he's wide open, there's a high chance it's going to go in.
Three-point play good. Askew shoots it well, 76%. It's back to a 13-point advantage. Under 2 minutes to go now in the half. Demby, drive. Shot misses, ball batted. In the hands of Campbell. Shot clock didn't reset though as Campbell takes it inside and he'll go to the line. Basket on the foul, his first. Campbell, though, just a 51% free throw shooter. Campbell out of Lindenwood, New Jersey. One out of two. Williams, jump shot, bounces off. Ooh. Askew able to come down with it, and the tie-up gives it to Rowan College. Rowan in the midst of a stretch playing 5 straight on the road. They are 7-2 on the road this year. Denby rattled out, rebound basket.
Brookdale looks to be pushing it. Got a 4-on-5 in transition.
It's Williams inside. Ooh. What a find for Wells. Oh, the vision by Williams. Beautiful setup for Wells. Under 45 seconds to go now until the half. Denby sets the high screen, takes the pass. Able to pick it up. 10 on the timer. They feed Randall, and he rocks the rim.
Darnell Askew tried to cheat a little bit. Thought he had the steal.
Travel on Williams, and I think Paul Chizek thought there should have been a foul. There was contact on that spin move. Roadrunners can hold for a final shot. Down by a dozen.
Trying to get some momentum before going into the half. Just had a dunk by Josh Randall, a play before.
Rogers, what a move, can't put it in, ball tapped, final second, Mateo, three-quarters court. Oh. Not a bad attempt. And the first half is in the books. The score after 20 minutes of play tonight, Brookdale 40, Rowan Gloucester 28. And Brookdale has Wells, Mateo, Halliburton, Askew, and Williams, the original starting unit, on the floor. Mateo's three-pointer is rebounded by Campbell. Running layup for Ransom, missed. Brookdale up the floor, Halliburton, oh, swatted. Get that out of there, Eric Hall.
Swatted harder than a fly. Wow.
He sent that one to Marlboro.
He sent that one to the moon
See how Brookdale regroups after that, and they don't. Offensive foul. So I'll give it to the Roadrunners. Ian, from where you were watching the first half, what were your thoughts on how the game's played out?
Yeah, I mean, from what I watched, I saw a lot of reckless turnovers from Gloucester, but later in that half, they started to play well, especially with the leading scorer, Josh Randall, who has 10 points.
Here's Randall. Bounce it out to the corner. 3 on the way. Too strong from Rogers. Brookdale potentially numbers. Threading the needle. Oh, rejected! Another block. That time it was Campbell. How about the defense that the Roadrunners have come out with in the second half? 2 blocked shots for the highlight reel.
Clearly looked like Dikembe Mutombo on that one, saying, "Not today." That block. Roadrunners coach.
Richard Casey might be the only coach who can match Paul Chizek's intensity level, and he's not happy.
Oh yeah, both these two coaches are very competitive. I don't think teams can win this game.
There's Williams fouled before the shot.
When you're in an aggressive defense like this, the thing you risk is fouling.
Wells for Askew, and he's fouled. And this time, was it in the act of shooting? Doesn't appear so. Brookdale once again to inbound it. Wells.
Neither of these teams giving an inch in this one, or I should say in this second half.
High screen Askew. Mateo feeds him for the layup.
Beautiful find by Kevin Mateo to set up Darnell Askew for the layup.
There's the first points of the second half. Just over 2 minutes gone by, second half. Campbell, nice move, finishes with the left hand.
That was a beautiful up and under by Campbell right there.
Mateo this time puts up the jumper, grazes the rim. A run out with Rogers and the one-hand slam.
That was a great dunk by Quatavius Rogers right there.
Mateo is open. Too strong on a bounce. Halliburton in traffic, blocked again. Roadrunners are running. Rogers leads the charge. Dishes for Ransom. Out to the corner. Inside, and that is Randall. And he's tough to stop with his size.
Yeah, not just his size, but the way he just bullies his way into the paint is tough to guard as well.
Foul called, and that's Rogers.
And this game is far from over, as you kind of see the Roadrunners running their way, or I should say running up the score a little bit.
Inbound it, Williams. He goes up and under, and he's got it.
Nick Williams with kind of a Chris Paul type move right there to make that wonderful basket.
Defender goes down, offensive foul, as Ransom's called on it. And there you see Richard Casey, and he continues to be very fired up. Darnell Demby near the scores table will check in at the next stoppage. Brookdale plus 10. Here's Williams. Fadeaway shot, 2 more.
And that is 4 consecutive points for Nick Williams, which brings him up to 12.
Mateo was in double figures as of the half with 11. Campbell out for Rogers. Drives and finishes.
That was a nice move by Matavius Rogers right there.
Just over 4 minutes elapsed as Mateo explodes to the basket.
Beautiful, great explosiveness to the basket by Kevin Mateo right there.
Rogers. That will not go down, but he's fouled.
He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Contavious Rogers, who has started all 19 games for Rowan Gloucester. Sophomore shoots it at 74%. Rogers out of Loganville, Georgia. Second attempt, got them both. (48-38). About a quarter of the way through the half. And that's a travel as Mateo is guilty.
And
Paul Chizek is signaling that he was dribbling the ball. And if he was doing that, well, then he couldn't have traveled. Nonetheless, Roadrunner basketball.
yeah, and if you're the Roadrunners right now, you really want to get in the post with Randall.
It's Campbell adjusting, and he draws the foul. Askew thought he went straight up. So for Askew, that's his first.
Looks like Askew was in the restricted area.
Campbell, a 51% free throw shooter. He's 1 of 2 tonight. Now 1 of 3. Wells fouled.
As Richard Casey is not happy with the call. He thought Wells flopped right there.
Inbounded underneath. Williams. And he gets it to go off the glass.
Tough shot by Williams right there. It's just nothing you could do about that.
Contavious Rogers backs up on basket. Makes his move. And basket got a piece. That's off the Jersey Blues. Possession stays here. 10 seconds to shoot as Ryan Ski enters.
That was a elite block by Josiah Basket to keep his hand on the ball and to concentrate there.
Bullet feed. It's Campbell. Count it and one.
And count it in the foul.
You get the sense that this is getting to be a little bit of a chippy game.
Yeah, it's like you saw in the game before, is if you let a team hang around for long enough, they could come back and win.
Basket misfires, rebounded by Rogers. He's pushing, he's going all the way, and down it goes for two.
Beautiful layup right there by Rogers.
How about the coast to coast for Rogers? And then he commits the foul.
Yeah, and the hang time on that was very tough.
They're in the penalty, and there is a ton of time remaining. 13:41 to be exact. It's a 1-and-1 for Mateo, who's an 89% free throw shooter. Best that Brookdale has to offer, and he'll get another attempt. Rogers' jumper is good. It's a three.
Down to a 6-point game.
Now basket. It's Williams. Scoop shot. Missed it. Follow is good. Halliburton was there.
Beautiful follow through by Niles Halliburton right there.
54-46. Campbell for Ski. Out to the corner. Three-pointer goes up and off the back rim. Try by Surency. Mateo for basket. Pops it. Bucket.
Josiah Basket with a beautiful basket on that one. Once basket gets going, he's hard to stop.
You can't have much of a better name for a basketball player. I mean, the pun options are endless. We get a timeout, 12:34 to play. We're in the second half, and Brookdale has an 11-point lead. Brian Gadsford, Ian Mulhern, rest of our crew with you today. Glad you're with us. This entertaining doubleheader it has been. All four teams that we've seen tonight, quality basketball teams. Women's team came up victorious in game one, and now the men trying to do the same. Misfire by Rogers, batted a couple of times at midcourt, and coming away with it is Wells, and he puts it in.
Oh, and he steals it back.
And then helter-skelter after the initial Wells basket. Eventually a foul called. Let's take a look at what happened here. So Wells made the basket. I was looking at the monitor and he stole the inbound. Rogers on the foul is his second. Wells is a 77% free throw shooter. From Matawan, first attempt, good. And a technical foul has been assessed. The officials have gotten tired of hearing the barking from Richard Casey, and he's been teed up. And the argument is continuing. tempers are flaring in Lincroft.
And what was supposed to be one shot, now Andre Wells' brilliant sequence could lead to multiple points.
Casey continues to give the officials a piece of his mind. So Wells puts 3 points on the board from the line.
And he's got another shot right here.
It's not often that you have a possession with 4 free throw attempts. All 3. It's 4 for 4. And
Yeah,
just
like
like
you
that,
said,
the lead to 17.
Like you said, Brian, it's very rare that we ever see that. And that could be the deciding factor in this game.
That pass goes to nobody, but they say off Brookdale. Rowan to inbound it. And a foul out on the perimeter. Devin Strickland takes off the warm-up jersey, and he's in. Mateo gets a breather at the 11:40 mark of the second half. Good ball movement. Surency. And they whistle.
Foul on the ground.
So the fouls are piling up. Brookdale has 6 of them. Rowan Gloucester 8. They're in the penalty. Brookdale 1 away from being over the limit. Lob it out Denby, and there's the foul that will put them in the penalty. Well, what are we going to see for the final 11:25 tonight?
Yeah, in this game, you never really know because Rowan Gloucester can, at some point in this game, has chipped the lead down. But Brookdale just seems to keep firing back.
Denby from Deptford, New Jersey. 2 out of 2. $15-point game. This basket, crossover, spins, turns, comes up short, comes right to him in the corner. Shot clock doesn't reset. Down to 6 to shoot. Wells is gonna have to make it happen with 3. Wells, jumper. It bounces up and over, and we'll go to the Roadrunners. Campbell, he spins, he scores. Devin Strickland in for the first time this half. Wells tried to find him, able to get it back, circle it back out. 12 to shoot, basket straight on, you bet.
Way too much room for Josiah Basket right there. No pun intended. What a great basket from Josiah Basket.
Long 3 is missed by Denby. Basket. As Williams goes off the dribble, rattles it in.
Nick Williams just makes this game seem too easy sometimes.
Past the halfway point, second half, 18-point Brookdale lead. Back and forth along the perimeter. It's Campbell. Swoops in, missed it off the rim. Offensive rebound, Skis put back, no. And now Brookdale's running, led by Basket. To the basket, followed by Strickland, and he's fouled. Strickland is a weapon coming off the bench.
Yeah, this whole Brookdale squad, the bench, the starters, if they get hot, they can win the game if the bench has to step up or if the starters have to step up. That's what Paul Chizek has done such a great job of just staying consistent.
2 for 2. Largest lead for Brookdale, it's up to 20. And what have we here? Just a couple of substitutions. Kyrie Ransom among them. Rowan Gloucester have a spurt in them. It's going to need to be a big one. Surrency draws the foul. So every foul the rest of the way means free throws, and that also means we might be here a while.
Oh yeah, the fact that is impressive about Brookdale is they are playing elite basketball against a 15-4 Rowan Gloucester. Brookdale has made Rowan Gloucester look like a losing team, even though they're not.
And we get a full timeout. We're down to 9:08 to go. Brookdale 70, Rowan Gloucester 52, and we'll step aside here on Brookdale TV. 9:08 to play. Brian Coudsworth, Ian Mulhern here with you. And it's Brookdale with possession. They lead 70-52. And one loss all season that came at Atlantic Cape. It was a 2-point decision.
81-79.
And that's the only blemish on the record this season, is driving in Campbell. Askew has been playing today with an injured ankle, so he's been somewhat limited. That's Nick Williams, and he's not limited at all. That's a 3.
Williams just looks like he's walking on water tonight with the way he's been shooting.
Campbell can't get it to go. Rebound loose. Taken there by Wells. Lead it for Basket. Gets to the basket. And taken by Campbell with a hit of steam. He comes. And the dunk for Randall.
And a nice throw down by Randall right there.
Intercepted. It's Denby. Campbell fouled by Askew. While Rowan Gloucester entered the day 3rd in the region standings, overall record of 15-4. They trail Brookdale and Northampton in the standings. And both their matchups with Brookdale come in a span of about 9 days.
Yeah, you know what? It's a lot different when you're playing an away game and when you're a home team. It's You just got the atmosphere there. You got that energy.
We'll get another break in the action. 7:44 to play. $7:44 to go. Final game of our doubleheader this evening. Brookdale next will be in action on Tuesday at Salem. They'll have a home game that we'll have for you 1 week from tonight, as Union will pay a visit. First things first, though, final 7.5 minutes of this one. Brookdale in control with a 17-point lead. Strickland puts it up and off, rebounded by Randall. They play catch, and Demby missed it short. Basket into the hands of Demby. Another chance here for the Roadrunners. Another misfire from the corner by Ransom.
Well, Brookdale is running the show against the Roadrunners so far.
Basket, you can't give him much space.
You give him an inch of room, he'll make it.
Askew from Strickland.
Good basket, but a better find by Devin Strickland right there.
Rogers blocked by Askew. Able to track it down. 12 on the timer. Ransom, and he gets it to go.
Now,
come up on 6 minutes to play. Knocked out, off. They say off basket, and I don't know about that call.
and this is a big chance for the Roadrunners to get back into a game.
Still got a long ways to go.
And Devin Strickland saying no to that one.
Team's running on both ends. Williams step back short.
And it looks like they're gonna call a foul on Darnell Askew. And like you said, Brian, that means another set of free throws.
Randall, a 65% shooter. He's out of Sewell, New Jersey, down where Rowan Gloucester's campus is. One out of two. Rebound on the offensive end. And Surrency, no. Follow, good. Randall. Under 5.5 to play. Mateo finds basket. Can't find the basket. He does find the rebound. Mateo puts it up. Askew goes up, and that falls.
Beautiful follow through by Darnell Askew right there.
Catch and shoot. Rogers, no. Tipped. Halliburton comes down with it.
And Kevin Mateo is going to reset here.
.12 to shoot. Basket, crossover, bumped. Offensive foul.
That's going to be called a push-off.
Whole bunch of changes for the Roadrunners. Eric Campbell is in. Eric Hall.
A very questionable decision to take Josh Randall out, who's been a pretty big factor for the Roadrunners. So let's just see how that affects him there. And
Askew got the denial. Ransom knocks in a 3.
Ransom making Brookdale beg for a ransom on that 3.
So we'll hit the 4-minute mark. Brookdale leading 77-64. It's Mateo. Hook it back out. Halliburton for Mateo. Askew, and he's been more involved lately.
And that is 6 straight points for Darnell Askew right there. And that was a nice cut, too, from him as well.
Campbell swoops in with the left hand, no. Offensive rebound, and it's taken away by Wells.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication right there.
Basket, no. Halliburton's got the offensive rebound. Brookdale can eat more clock. Askew sets the screen. Basket, foul line jumper, yes. Stepping into a jumper, and it's pure for Ransom.
Nothing but net right there.
81-66, thought about the lob, but Halliburton did not for it.
Just gonna slow it down.
He had Askew, but Brookdale will eat the clock. 10 seconds to shoot. Mateo inside for 2.
Beautiful finger roll by Kevin Mateo right there.
They've gone the last couple of minutes without a whistle. Campbell driving kick. Hall blocked on the perimeter by Wells. Stays with the Roadrunners. Ransom fires away and drills it.
Kyrie Ransom was looking like Kyrie Irving right there with that 3.
Harassing defense. Alone is Askew. And he'll go up and go to the line.
Askew decided just to chew some clock right there and draw the foul.
It's like, this is too good of an opportunity. Like, there's only one defender, I can handle him, and now at the line. First attempt.
And Darnell Askew has been really the big story of this second half on the defensive side.
Second attempt. 2 out of 2. So this game pretty safely out of reach. Richard Casey, though, has the dry erase board out, and he wants to talk it over, so he will with 1:45 to play. Brookdale on its way to a victory, 85-69 the score. 3/4 to play. Underway after the timeout, but there's a whistle. I think they're going to re-inbound it. And here's a 3-point attempt that's an air ball for Ransom, fielded by Wells.
Yeah, just couldn't get enough power on that one.
Mateo lob and slam! And a late highlight. Mateo to Askew with authority.
Askew with the throwdown right there. And that will send the Roadrunners running.
Yeah, Brookdale loves the alley-oop.
Yeah, we've seen it twice this game. Once from Andre Wells to Nick Williams, and then you saw it from Kevin Mateo to Darnell Askew.
Wells gets the rebound. Bass gets ahead of the floor, and he thinks better of it. Use some clock here. Although Mateo looking to push, finds Halliburton. 3-ball, no. And that pass is
Broken up by
unable to be
Josiah
handled.
Basket.
So this one is all but wrapped up. Game's final minute. Brookdale on its way to going to 18 wins against 1 loss. And the 1 loss was by a measly 2 points. Ransom gets the layup.
And the Roadrunners will fall to 15-5 on the season.
Got an 8-second difference shot in game clock, and Wells wants to keep adding points.
Brookdale making a statement tonight.
Here is Surrency coming up with a 3. Shot clock turned off now. Brookdale can dribble it out if they can hold on to it, and they'll be forced to inbound.
And Brookdale will probably just hold the ball here after.
And it turned over to Rowan College, so Merlin fires it. Halliburton cradles the rebound, final 5 seconds.
And that'll be it.
And it's over. So the Jersey Blues get the victory, a game that they controlled from the start. Probably thought this one would have been a little more competitive, but it's Brookdale who wins it. The final score, 89-75 over Rowan Gloucester. Ian, your final thoughts to put a bow on this one. So on a night where 2 coaching milestones were honored, Rich Brunson for career victory number 100, Paul Chizek career win number 600, and they both are victorious as part of a doubleheader sweep for the Jersey Blues against tough competition in the Roadrunners, but it's Brookdale who gets it done, and the Jersey Blues a winner by a final count once again of 89-75.